Alright, hello and welcome everybody to a brand new season 22 of PSGL F4. I am Matt, hosting again this season. I will be joined in the booth later by Flying Frome as my co-coms. He's just finishing up dinner now. But this season, we are doing something a little different, and we're going to do pre-season, or pre-race interviews. Oh, hold on. Grumpy just sent the invite again. Alright, and I am joined today by the two Red Bull drivers, as I will try to get all the teams in during the whole season. So, how are you doing this afternoon, or this evening, Josh and Connor?
I'm doing fine, thank you.
Yeah, I'd say I'm doing good.
Alright, so we'll start with Josh, since I've most recently raced with you in F6 last season. You started off the season hot last season with 2 wins out of the gate, but after we had the 2-week break there, you kind of faded away. Did you get rusty from the game, or were you just losing interest?
I'd say I was losing a bit of interest, and since Lucy came in, I just thought he's like miles quicker, so may as well just try and give a little bit of a fight, and just try and keep in the top 3 of the championship. But that didn't really come to plan.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Well, you did manage to secure the constructor's title because you were teammates with Lucy.
Yeah.
So, what are your expectations for this season? Aiming for any tracks where you think you could get a decent finish at, or possible win?
I feel like I could do well at Brazil, and I don't even know the rest of the season. Bahrain, I'm going to try and do well. I don't look that decent, not well, but in constructors, drivers, I'm just going to aim for some like top 10 consistently.
Sound
Yeah.
good. And the last question for you before we move on to Connor is, obviously, you both are going to pick yourselves as favorites to win the constructors, but which of the other teams do you think will be the strongest to give you a run for the title?
I don't even know we were in teams. I'll say Lewis and Hamilton will do good and come close, and yeah, and give us a good fight. And
Yeah,
Staber, I know he's quick. I feel like who's his teammate?
give me a sec. I got it right here. Steba is with RN Southern, who is also really quick too. He had a good end to the
I
season
think
last year.
they'll do well in the Yeah, they'll do good as well then. I saw how quick they were last season in the races. Oh yeah.
All right. Thank you for your time, Josh. We'll move on to Connor now, who, in his long history in PSGL, is an F6 champion, a multiple race winner in F3. I believe it's 10 wins.
No, I've never won F3.
Oh, sorry. My bad. 10 podiums. I was looking at that wrong. 10 podiums in F3. And also admin of the year for 2018 in the calendar year, and well deserved, dealing with that fine group of folks. So
Yeah, arguably my greatest accomplishment there.
I don't know. Some of those editing videos that you do are by far up there. But do you feel that not being an admin this season and dropping down one division, that you have a better chance of winning this season, as well as focusing more on the racing itself, that you don't have to worry about babysitting the chat?
Well, I feel like I was given the admin last season because I was going to be mid-pack, so I knew straight from the bat last season that I wasn't going to be in a championship fight, but I don't know. This season, I'm always going to focus on videos, just the way I am. But I seem to be the favourite in some people's eyes, or at least in contention. So we'll have to see.
Well, you definitely, if you don't have the pace, you always have a great strategy to put you up toward the front. I've always noticed that about you, racing against you in other leagues and watching the F3 streams. So,
Yeah, I wouldn't say I'm the quickest driver. I just keep going and score points throughout the season.
it's the best way to go about it. Get points every week instead of trying to do something crazy and not get any points in the end. So I had a little research sent to me this morning, and I have noticed that your best finish at Bahrain is 2nd, and your best quali is 7th. So obviously you're more focused on the racing part of the race weekend. Any special? Well, I'm not going to ask what your strategy is because obviously people are watching. But any special plans for today?
I wouldn't say so. I've always been quicker in the race than qualifying, so just try and get as high up the grid as possible and keep it clean through lap 1, really.
Sounds good. And just like I asked Josh, who do you think will be your biggest rivals to win the Constructors this season?
I think the Ferrari team of Grumpy and the Trey, I think it is, are going to be strong. The Renault team, possibly McLaren, they're quite a consistent lineup, so there's quite a few ways it could go, but we'll have to see, well, tonight, and see who comes out on top and see who is actually in contention.
I couldn't agree more. That Ferrari team has quite a bit of experience there. I mean, looking at these all 10 teams here, there's not really a weak team here. So it should be exciting for the whole season.
I would say so. I see some weak drivers, but I'll stay quiet on that.
Hey, leave my F6 alone. I think that's about it. So, From hasn't joined yet, so I guess I'll introduce the rest of the teams. So, thank you guys for your time. Good luck in the race this evening, and hopefully either one or both of you are back here for more interviews after.
Thank you.
Yep. Oh.
Hello.
Perfect timing. I just finished the interviews.
Who did you have in? Red Bull guys?
Oh, you got a big echo on your mic.
Oh, joking.
Yeah, I did the Red Bull guys, Josh and Connor.
Still echoing?
It's still echoing, yeah. Sounds like it's not fully plugged in.
I'll drop out and come back.
Alright. And hello, Steba and Fraggle and Brandon, Jack, and Dre. Good luck in F3, Dre. Good luck in F5, Jack. Good luck tonight, Steba. Oops.
Better?
Yes, much better.
Hey.
Alright, so...
Turn it off and on again.
Yeah, that's usually how it works. It sounded like it was like half plugged in or whatever. Like it wasn't fully connected to whatever it was connected to. So, do you have the teams in front of you for the season?
I do, indeed. Do you want me to run through them?
Sure. I mean, I already did the interviews with Red Bull, so they know Red Bull, so you can do everybody else.
Cool. So, we have got Ross and Chopper in the Mercedes. Is Ross a new guy? I'm assuming he's a new guy.
He joined halfway through the season last season.
All right, cool. We've got the experienced Mr. Grumpy and the even more experienced Betrayer in Ferrari. We've got obviously Ontothepodium and Josh in the Red Bulls, who you've heard from. We've got in the Renaults Stebber and RN Southern. I think Stebber was pretty much one of the fastest in F4 last season.
Yeah.
In Haas, we've got the F7 champion Jaruru and Wee Reese. We've got another really experienced partnership in McLaren. We've got Blue Mosquito and Cheetah Cheetah, both obviously PSGL champions. In the Force Indias, we've got that laggy person who hopefully won't live up to his name, and Hammer Time. We've got, oh my god, Nick Knockagen and Spaniard in Sauber. Good name. Toro Rosso, we've got Lars Gaming and Joseph Burns, and a former F1 driver, Lordy Boy, in the Williams with LM West, who is another newbie, I think.
So, I mean, I know the obvious answer for both of us here, just because of experience and stuff, but who are your favorites for the constructors?
I think Blue and Cheetah Cheetah would be kind of a good bet. I'm not sure, to be honest, I only watched a few F4 races last season. I know Grumpy's always pretty much up there, sort of fighting for the championship. Is Betrayer up there as well?
He
I
had
haven't seen much of Betrayer race.
He won Canada last season. He had like a rejuvenation. He had a couple podiums, and I think he finished third or fourth in the points.
Yeah. Oh, they could be a decent pairing then. I think definitely those two. I think Stebber and Southern might be quite handy as well. Jaruru and Reese, I think they'll be up there.
Like I said in the interview before, I don't see really a weak team in general here. It might come down to the last race between like 6 teams.
Yeah, I mean, just reading through names, I think there's nobody really that isn't capable of winning an F4 race. You know, every single driver in there is pretty handy, really. So it should make for a really good season for watching.
Yeah, and I will make an announcement for F4 here, which I'll make the same announcement when I do F2 at Simo on tomorrow. That for every different race winner this season in F4 and F2, I will donate $5 to cancer for every different winner. Like I do with the completing every lap thing in F6. So everybody, give it your best and keep it clean, have fun, and hopefully we can race $70 since there's 14 races. Get 14 different winners this season.
Do I have to do the same?
No, you have to do $10.
Oh, God, I'm poor. Right, we need a dominant driver.
Grumpy wins all 14 races.
Yeah. At least I've got a full grid. It's a good start.
Yes. Oh. I didn't see the message that Fish was putting out for the tweets and stuff. He's like, who's commentating with you?
It's an experimental co-coms.
Racy McRaceface. Hello, sir. Hey, Cello. Hey, Josh.
I know Mr. Grumpy's, after speaking to him earlier, he's abandoned practicing whatsoever for this season. And his approach is a few time trial laps before the race. Let's see if that works out for him.
That's what I usually do. I'll do a few laps to see if the car sticks to the track, make a couple adjustments.
I don't know about you, but if I overkill practice, I just start overdriving, and things just go downhill from there.
Oh, the difference between me and the rest of the league is no matter if I practice or no matter if I don't practice, I'm going to start last and finish last. So
So will I this season.
He'll be okay. There's going to be a lot of carnage in F2. Clarify that, F2.
Right, I've got to get my head around all these settings.
Yes. So, yeah. In a total surprise, it's a dry qualifying session at Bahrain.
You never know, Matt. On F1 2018.
That's what I keep saying to everybody.
Surprises.
It's like, it did rain
early.
at Abu Dhabi this season, so there's always that possibility.
It did. I don't know whether it counts.
Yeah,
like 4 drops of rain on a back straight, which dries up immediately.
Still water.
I don't know about you, but it always takes me about 4 races to kind of get used to who's in which car.
See, I've only ever used the Force India and the Renault, so I'm used to both. But in the chat, Aaron did ask Frome, and he says, ask Frome if his eyes are right now. Send him my well wishes.
It's good. It's been okay for a good 6 months. But you never know. It was a horrendous injury. It could always play back up again.
So it looks like Jururu is the first car out now that laggy person kind of blew away that double left-hander.
I think it'd be interesting to see how Jururu goes, because his pace was so strong in F7, but you know, once you start moving up a league or two, it's all of a sudden you can hit a brick wall pace-wise, but I think he'll do quite well.
See, I think with guys like him, who I won't say he dominated F7 because it was 2 cars dominating, but
yeah,
when you get to the point where it's not really competitive, it's just you versus one guy, and then depending on what track you're at, one or the other is like far ahead. It's like you don't really practice more because you know you're going to be in the top 2. Now that he's with faster cars, you know, he's going to obviously put it in the practice now, and I think he'll find more speed.
Yeah, I would have thought so. The only one thing I will say is he's not used to battling, you know, not well. I know he came through the field a few times in F7, you know, just from spins at the start and that type of thing. But his pace advantage was so massive, you know, a couple of seconds a lap on some people, that it's not really battling as such. So it'd be interesting to see what he's like, you know, wheel to wheel with guys that can actually fight back.
Yeah,
I still think he'll do well.
It's just like real life with the Ferrari or Mercedes. If they ever had a problem or started from the back, they just zoomed right through the field anyway and got back to where they were.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't think he's going to get it quite so easy in this league.
No. But I think he will win a race or two. Or hopefully just one so he donate more, but you know.
Yeah, I think he might. I think he might get quite a large donation, because I can see quite a few people winning in this league. 29-1 from West.
And that's on the mediums too. Ontothepodium, Steba. Hi, Game Freaker. He says when he's in F4, you guys get 12 car grid. Oh, laggy person's out. Looks like he'll be starting last.
Not last long.
Yeah, he's like 12 car grids when he's in F4, he leaves and you get the full 20.
It's usually like this first race of the season, I suppose.
True. Yeah, we had, 16 last night, I think? I forgot.
That's not a bad first lap from Lauda, you know, 27.8 on softs. It's not bad at all for a sort of F4 pace.
Yeah, Lordy had
It's difficult as well. Go on, sorry.
Sorry. He had an interesting season last season. He'd be up at the front doing well, and then something crazy would happen, or he would just be in the back and just get stuck in traffic and lose a wing or something. He had the pace, but he always got stuck on something.
I fully expected when I heard Lordy was in F4 last season, I thought, oh, it's just going to be another Uran, really, and just come in, dominate, and then get sent straight back up to F1 or F2. But yeah, it didn't quite happen for him, did it?
Aaron says, check your Twitter DMs.
I'll do it later. I'm struggling to even just keep up with it. I'm surprised he's gone straight out on softs, actually. Because it's a pretty straightforward strategy to go soft medium, really, because your supers are dead after 5 or 6 laps anyway. So, interesting that he's immediately gone out.
Actually, to be honest, I'm surprised Steppa went on the mediums. No matter what track we were at last season, he went out on the softest tire and then crashed because they died.
Yeah, that sounds like he did that in F3 the season before when I raced against him. He had crazy pace, but as soon as his tyres went, everything just fell to pieces.
And Southern goes 7th with a 128.5, 4 thousandths off of Ontothepodium, which I will call OTP or Connor this season, so there's no Ontothepodium puns, because he hates that.
I think he likes onto the bus. He seems to enjoy that.
Yes. I mean, he is well known for his defending.
He is indeed. I've stared at the back of his gearbox quite a long time in races. I do think he'll have a really good season actually in F4. I think it'll be perfect for him. Because he was always kind of Mr. Reliable in F3, but he never, he wasn't lacking massive amounts of pace, just a couple of attempts, which, dropping down a full division, I think he should be in top 4 or 5, really.
Yeah. And he always has some good strategy, because he knows, he'll be the first one to tell you, he knows he's not the fastest. But, 90% of racing is strategy, too, so you could outsmart some of the guys.
He's definitely got the racecraft down.
Aaron says you're doing a great job on comms, by the way.
Thank you, Aaron. Was he not supposed to be joining us?
No, that was last week.
Did he join last week?
No, I did it by myself last week. So go on board
Very
with
bizarre.
Nick.
It's very bizarre seeing Grumpy in a Ferrari.
I know, that's what I said to him before the season started, too. And, like we did the pre-race interviews this week, we will be doing them again next week, and we will be joined by the Ferrari team, so we will have Grumpy and Betrayer in here next week.
The old men of PSGL.
So make sure you eat your food a little earlier next week.
I will indeed. I didn't know that.
Yeah. I could have sworn I told everybody, but I must have not told you about the interviews.
You probably did. Let's not forget I'm older than the Ferrari boys. The memory's not the best.
You're not older than Betrayer. He did find his fountain of youth last season, too, so...
Lordy boys come back out, but now on the mediums, which is interesting, unless he just wants another crack at it before his final run.
Well, to be fair, on his softs, he went only a 10th faster than the original mediums. Maybe he could beat that time.
Yeah. Some pretty strong times on mediums, to be fair. I mean, they're not going to challenge for pole, but, I mean, Southern with a 20... He's only just sneaked into 27s, but still, I think a 27 sort of 2, 27.3 will be the best you'll see in F4, I would have thought, on softs, unless I've got my times wrong.
I have no clue. I just know my times are laughable, and that's all I need to know.
Mine are laughable for the division I'm in.
I actually compared my times to the F7 stream when I was doing comms for them, and I would have been like top 3.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So I'm a back marker in my division. I'd be top of the division below me.
Well, what you need to do there is send Aaron and Big C a quick message just saying that you've got some kind of work training course or college course on the night you race and get a move down. I've tried that tactic a few times.
You realize Aaron's watching this, right?
Yes, all right. Aaron told me how to do it.
Nah, I like being an F6. Plus, Lickle won't let me move because he takes pride in the fact that I do the charity thing on the one that he streams. So, plus I can't deal with the fact of Jack commentating over me because there's going to be a lot of payback from him to me.
That's a good point. Oh, Lord, he's lost it. Oh, yeah, good save, actually. He's lost it in that really fast right-hander.
Oh, the
Turn
downhill
13,
one
I
toward the
think.
end.
Yeah. That is a sign of a high ballast, I believe.
Yeah.
I tried the practice yesterday with a 9 ballast, and it just, if anyone's using that, it's barely even flat. It's turn 13. Especially in the race once you pack some fuel on board.
So, look at the times. Between 3rd and 8th is a 10th. 3rd and 9th is a 10th.
Yeah, Giroux's got himself up there as well.
You know, this is reminding me of not last season, the season before, where you won the F3 championship. Remember Brazil's qualifying? Like 1st to 13th was a 10th or something, or 2/10ths.
Can I just say that I didn't ask him to get that in there within 10 minutes of the first stream, but thank you anyway. Yeah, it's pretty close. I hope it stays that way on soft tyres as well, which I'm assuming they're all going to go on to at some point.
Yeah. And
Yeah,
thanks, Aaron.
I think F4 was pre-season quite tight as well. I think there was sort of 5 or 6 tenths covering the top 10, so
Yeah.
definitely turning out to be a close grid.
So Josh Chair is on the mediums for 5 laps now. Hopefully he qualifies on the softs on his final lap, because we saw what happened in F7 with Booma, who had the right strategy, but he did 4 laps in qualifying and got a puncture on his mediums in the race.
Right, he did 4 laps on the softs. Yeah, that's not a good idea.
Not mediums.
All at mediums.
Yeah. He tried to go to like lap 20, I think, and they blew up on 17.
I think you only get one set as well, don't you, of the mediums? You know, if you quali outside the top 10, I don't think you can put a fresh set of mediums on to start the race, unless you've obviously picked the harder tyre compounds.
Yeah. Ooh, Betrayer, 27.5 on the softs.
That's a strong lap.
Who says you can't teach an old dog new tricks? Go on board with Spaniard here as he starts his lap, the only car not to set a time. And he's got a car in his way. And if anybody watched the F6 race last night, it might be a little humorous that it's a Toro in front of him. Oh dear.
I didn't see that, but I heard it was interesting.
Oh, Spaniard sounds like he's backed off. Maybe, I don't know, I can't really tell. I'm so slow at these tracks, I don't know what's good speed.
He's definitely backed off.
Yeah, he's definitely off now, yeah. I'll go on board with Reese, who was in F3 last season, and F5 before that, if I'm not mistaken, when Dre was in F5.
I think he had a season in F3 as well with me.
Okay, so he had 2 seasons in F3 then.
I think so.
I know he did win a Singapore race.
See, that's my memory again. I can't remember him winning.
Yeah,
Could have been a different season though.
it was the season you won the title. He won the Singapore race that was like in a tsunami. Not tsunami.
Oh yeah,
Not
I
monsoon.
do remember that.
There you go, that's the word. Monsoon.
Yeah, tsunami is definitely the wrong word.
And there it is, Reese.
27-1.
So you weren't far off your 27-3 prediction on the softs.
Yeah, I mean, that's a really strong time, that. I think there's some F2 guys that are only setting kind of high 26s on the softs.
Oh, Lars 27 flat.
Lars pops one.
The admin on top. And for, comparison to how slow I am. Reese has retired. He is happy with that. Not going to put any more mileage on those soft tires. Get the maximum of them in the race. Go on board Ross. Oh, and also Joseph in the Toro Rosso has a streak of podiums that he is on, dating back to last season, so that's to watch out for.
Am I right in thinking he came sort of mid-season and it just, showed really good racecraft and just kept popping himself in third? Is that the same guy?
Yep, that's Joseph. He had a second, quite a few thirds. I think he did 5 races, I believe, had podium in all 5.
Oh, really?
So,
He must be a strong contender then.
I mean, that goes to show that you don't really have to win a race to win the title. You just keep plugging second and third, and you get the points when the people don't win.
Exactly.
All right, so Ross
that is Mr. Grumpy style, consistency.
Speaking of which, go on board with him. He's trying to improve his 28.4. Lars is retired. Another guy putting the 1 lap in on the softs, not putting more mileage on her. Here comes Grumpy to the line, and he will set 5th fastest, 27.4.
Decent time. I think Grumpy knows that he's probably not he's not going to be, blitzing pole laps in F4 this season, I don't think. But I think he knows he's got, with the old experience and all the miles he's got under belt, he can still climb his way up the field anyway.
Oh, for
I think
sure.
he'll be pretty happy. If he can start in top sort of, 7 or 8, I think he'd be pretty pleased with that.
Well, as you say that, Blue Mosquito goes 7th, split into 2 Ferrari teammates. So Arden Southern snuck in between Lars and Reese, who both had retired, happy with their laps, and he is second with a 27.1.
I think Grumpy still seems to be pushing, but he's going to run out of VRS, I think. Well, he definitely is, but he definitely seems to be pushing still.
Oh, Nick, 26.9. Except he's done 3 laps on the soft, so that might be costly. Here comes Southern through the final corner. Open up the DRS. He will hit the line with pole, 26.7.
Wow. That is really fast for F4. So that's fast for any league, I think.
Oh, Joseph's off. Or off pace, should I say, not off. On board with Blue here. He's coming up to the final corner. And hello, Venom. Says he's sneakily watching from a family dinner.
Got OTPs on a set of supers. It must have...
Lordy boy.
Validated.
26.8. No, I think he purposely went slower just to tease people. And that's it for everybody. I think Blue just has to retire, and Joseph, and that's then the qualifying. So I see the McLaren
That's a frightening lap for F4.
Yeah. So you sure you want to go to F3? He might be in F4.
Yeah, he's faster than me. I'm not setting 26.7s. Chopper as well, the new guy sneaking up into 4th.
Yep. Interesting camera angle. They put me on a far chase cam behind him at the end there.
Is it unprofessional to vape on a stream?
It's what?
Guessing it is. Is it unprofessional to start vaping on a stream?
I don't know. As long as it don't make noise. So, on pole we have Aaron Southern in his second season in F4, followed by Lordy Boy, former F1 driver, in second. Nick, the F5 champion last season's in third. Chopper fourth. Lars in fifth. Reese in sixth. Jaruru, the F7 champion, in seventh. Josh in eighth. Joseph in ninth. Grumpy in 10th. Steba starting in the magical 11th spot. Hammer, and they disappeared. Everybody else is under him. There you go. That's what it is. And they'll all start on fresh tires. Now the question is, do they start on softs or do they start on mediums?
It's worth a go on the mediums. I know they're a bit understeery first couple of laps until you get some temperature into them, so it's a tricky tyre to start on, really, because you can lose a few positions, you know, if people are starting on softs around you. But once they come into temperature, they're quite a nice tyre. They'll last forever as well.
Yeah. That's what I did last night. I started on the mediums. I was gonna try to go 20 laps and go to supers, but I'm like, nah, let's not do anything stupid.
I think Lordy is going to be in trouble after about 4 or 5 laps with so many soft runners around him, because they really do go off a cliff.
So everybody's adjusting the amount of fuel, checking to see if they'll need rain tires here in the desert, and we'll be getting underway shortly. Alright, let's see what tires we have chosen. So outside the top 10, we have 5 mediums and 5 softs.
I don't even know how to bring that up. Oh, got it.
Yeah, it's in that little menu on the side. Yeah, when I'm doing the stream, I like to keep the tires there just so people know how many laps and who needs to pit still and all that.
Yeah. Yeah, Lordy looking very vulnerable there with that many soft runners. I think you can still make a one-stop work. It's just, you know, once you start getting to about lap 7, 8, 9, you really start losing, you know, a lot of lap time.
And what lap do you think? Lap 9 be the earliest to pit for the mediums from the supers?
From the supers? Yeah, I would have thought so. And then it's going to be a stretch as well on your mediums. So realistically, you want to be going on your mediums at lap 10, I think.
So he needs to get
pretty comfortable for soft runners.
He needs to get a really good start and gap everybody to make it work too. Because when they die, he's going to be a sitting duck.
He should theoretically get a decent launch with some, you know, softer rubber.
And as most tracks in this game, the curbs are a lot more deadlier than last game.
Yeah, definitely. I just flat out avoid them most of the time, which is probably not the fastest way around, but still.
I'd rather have the car going in the right direction in one piece than worrying about. Right, so as they return to the grid off the formation lap, we are about to start season 22.
Good luck, boys.
Should be a fun season. Alright, I'll watch the front 10, you watch the back 10. Five red lights. And away we go. Lordy looks like he gets the better jump up the front too. As they head down into turn 1, Lordy will... Lordy will get the position. The Chopper's working on Nick already for third as they head down into the right-hander.
Two Force India's got really squeezed out into turn 1.
Ooh, Laggy started last and he's already up to 15th. It's a good start for Laggy. Some great racing action here. Drew in 5th, taking a look at the battle of 3rd in front of him, between Nick and Chopper.
The two new guys.
Yep. Well,
Must be feeling pretty confident to walk in and, well, I know Chopper's not completely new.
well, Nick's not new either. He won the F5 title last season.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
Shows how much I watch lower leagues. Jack Tyler's just gonna kill me for that.
Oh,
I told him I watch F5 every now and again.
Drew really wide. Oh yeah, you gotta say the things to keep him quiet. But Drew really wide in the final corner, giving Red Bull a chance to make a move into turn 1. With a horrible camera angle, thank you. And Drew fights back and passes Josh. Oh, somebody's off.
Oh, someone's off.
Is that Josh? No.
Is it Chopper? It's Chopper.
Chopper. Betrayer and Hammer Time
Just as
have
we were
pit.
saying he were doing well.
There you go. Welcome to the club. Congratulations for your first
Hey.
announcer's jinx.
My first jinx. But it feels good.
Sad to see Betrayer pit early for a wing.
Yeah. 26 seconds back already.
Drew looking on the inside of Josh, and Josh defends it nicely.
Oh, Southern's all over the back of Lordy for the lead.
His tire's dead already. He was up by like a second.
2 laps. Just managed to fend him off. It's the thing that once you get a lap or 2 in, the softs start coming into their own, and you can pretty much keep pace with super runners anyway. So there's not really any advantage of being on them.
And there he goes into turn 1 on the inside. Aaron Sutherland into the lead. And if all you F4 fans out there remember, Aaron Sutherland had a pretty dominant Singapore race until wing damage put a damper on it, and then his crew didn't change his wing.
I wonder if Lordy just made a mistake to allow Southern to, close right onto the back of him, because he's stayed with him in the first couple of sectors. And like you say, 3 laps, you wouldn't have thought his super softs would be going off by then.
No. According to my screen, Lordy's not even using the DRS. So you got 4 cars within a second and a half of each other for the lead.
Giroux's starting to gap the guys behind him as well. A bit of no man's land at the moment.
Yeah, Joseph's just fallen outside of DRS range. So make him a sit and duck for the guys behind him, because he won't be able to get the DRS. Everyone else will. Nick's got to run on Lordy Boys to head into 1. He's going to take the outside path. Second.
If Nick and Reese want to stay with Southern, they need to kind of get a move on and get past Lordy's, within a lap or 2.
So I'm on board at Grumpy, looking up at Josh and Joe, battling for 6th. Oh, Josh just hit the curb and spun.
Oh, he's got that curb is absolutely deadly.
I spin on that curb and time trial all the time on full traction.
It's awful. If you get out onto that curb, you can just about get away with it if you get off the throttle. But if you keep on the throttle, the car's it's gone. It's round.
Steba's...
Stebber on the mediums as well.
Yep. I just clicked onto him as he's tracking down Grumpy. That curve's pretty deadly, too.
They're all deadly, Matt. Just keep off them.
Yells in sectors 2 and 3. Did Josh go off again? Severe collision with Chopper. Oh boy.
Yeah, Chopper is... I've got an awful view, but he's definitely had an off somewhere.
Here goes Step on the outside of Grumpy as they head down into turn 1. Look at him car shimmer under the lights. Step is into 7th.
And Nick and Lordy Boy are having a pretty tasty battle as well into turn 3.
Oh, a little bump there from behind.
Ooh.
No wing damage, it appears. Carry on. Grumpy's got back by Steba. Josh is in the pits. So
it's difficult for Lordy now. I mean, you know, a two-stop just generally, it just doesn't work around here too well. But, you know, this is the sort of time now where you expect him to start losing a lot of lap time. So it's, if you want to do a two-stop, it needs to be in within the next lap or two, really.
See, it's like,
unless he tries to drag it out.
It's a lose-lose situation, because if he goes to the mediums, he's going to be on them like lap 8, lap 9. Everybody else who started on the softs is going to be taking their mediums at like 13, 14. So his mediums are going to be a lot older than everybody else's, so he's going to lose time there too.
Yeah. I know from a practice that you can definitely get 20 laps out of them. I don't think the last few laps of those 20 would be particularly quick, but they will make it. If you can stretch it out another 3 or 4, it should be okay for a one-stop.
Well, Steba and Grumpy side by side into turn 1 with Blue Mosquito, Laggy Person, and Cheater fighting three cars for the spot behind them.
Oh, Grumpy kept it pinned as well. Once again, though, in F4, it's all been, you know, clean, polite driving.
Yep.
Nothing untoward, anyway.
Yeah, we know.
I'm sure it'll disappoint Aaron.
Oh, you miss it, we know.
I do. Look how clean they are, Matt. Look at it. It's like a parade out there.
Yeah, no kidding. From Step on back, it's all single file. And the impressive thing, too, is in F4, which I would say is maybe more of the older guys, and there's experience there, you add a bunch of the young kids into this, and they're keeping it clean.
Yeah, I think the reputation of F4 might get to them a little bit as well with that. You know, I think it might be in the back of their mind that they know F4's clean, so, you know, nobody wants to be the guy to ruin that.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's pretty impressive because there is quite a few. It's mixed up quite a lot now, you know, between experience and the younger kids.
Somebody in the chat made a good point. Commentator's curse means it's going to get really dirty really quick here soon.
Yeah, they're just going to start shoving each other off and complete carnage.
It's like, this is my racetrack.
Stebber and Blue Mosquito. Pretty tasty battle. Oh, Blue's gone wide.
Oh, 3 wide for a second there.
Josh has retired.
Yeah.
Oh, Blue's gone deep again.
Oh, and Hammer Time too. Oh, please don't tell me they hit each other again. They hit each other in preseason qualifying. We'll wait for those messages to pop up in chat. Actually, I mean, it's kind of late now, but if a safety car comes out here, it might save Lordy Boy.
Yeah, that'd be absolutely perfect for him. Well, Grumps and the laggy person side by side out at last corner.
Yeah, I'm looking at it from Ross's view and onto the podium, and Cheater right behind, or sorry, Blue Mosquito right behind. Oh my god, 4 wide into turn 1. Oh no! Laggy person spins Grumpy.
Oh, Grumps is round.
Oh, and then Laggy person pushes Ross off the track, but in all that, onto the podium picks up 4 positions. Or 3 positions.
Cheater's off somewhere. Oh, we jinxed it.
Oh no. For sure, Jay. F6 was the cleanest you'll ever see last night. That was the best race I was ever a part of.
Connor's quietly going about his business. He's up to 8th place now. Where didn't he start? Like 17th, 18th? I don't know how to check where everybody started.
He started 19th. If you go onto that little menu on the side, you could put position change, and I'll show you. He's up 11.
Oh, right, yeah, up 11.
Yeah, and Laggy person started 20th, and he's up to 11th, so he's not doing too bad other than the contact with Grumpy there.
Lagging his way through the field.
But I must say, that was a ballsy move by Ontothepodium to dive it on the inside there, not touching anybody, and take all 3 of those positions.
Southern's in.
Well, at least for everybody.
I think that's quite early.
Southern? What, he started on the softs?
Yeah, I think that's quite early. I'd at least another lap or 2.
I hate when people are in the pits because the intervals never pop up all the way. Or right away, should I say. Spaniard's up to 10th. One of the fellow GT Sport guys. Oh.
Was Spaniard down in F6, F7 last season?
He was the F5 runner-up.
So a good showing so far from the new guys.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean...
Laudit is now all the way down in 16th after stopping for his mediums. He's lost a lot of time to Southern as well.
Yeah, he is now 3, 8, 9. It's about 9 seconds behind Southern now. Yellow in sector 2 and 3. Oh, there it is. Is that Ross was off track, but he came back on?
West on the back of Lars as well for P11.
Yep. Yeah, I was on board with Lars for a while, and West put it up the inside a few times, but couldn't get the job done. So I will move up to the battle for second between teammates in the house.
It's a good showing so far from Juru. I think you can sometimes, when you move up divisions, you can feel a bit overawed and a bit, like you're not completely sure where your pace is compared to everybody else, but it's looking pretty confident.
Yep. Just gotta go out there and do your own race and see what happens.
Exactly. I wonder if there's any team orders there. I doubt it.
I doubt they even know each other.
Probably not.
But Zexer, we are not sure what happened with Josh, but Josh had an early spin off a curb, and then he got a penalty, and then another penalty, and then a collision, and then all of a sudden the 2 of them retired at the same time, but I didn't catch it.
Oh, Jaruru's got a 5-second stop and go.
Yeah.
I didn't see anything there. Did he cut the last corner?
He must have. I was looking down at the chat, but Reese will go up into second.
I think
It
Joseph fancied a bit of that as well. Kind of stuck his nose in there.
Ross has retired. He retired right after changing his tires, so maybe he took them a little too much, and they weren't obviously heated up yet.
Southern's stuck in a battle between Lars and West as well. It's cost him so much time considering he pit a couple of laps early. He's making his way through. If I were Nick now, with a 4-second lead, I'd be thinking about getting onto some mediums.
Ooh, Joseph looking up the inside of Juru. Juru squeezing him off to the inside there. A little wheel banging coming off the final corner. And more wheel banging. And no more banging? Okay. We'll watch the drag race from Steba's point of view here. Joseph. Oh, Juru with a big lockup, and Joseph will get the position.
Oh, I thought Stebo were going to sling one down the inside then.
Lars is in for his mediums. Oh, no, he backed out of that one. I thought he was going to sling it there. Grumpy, fast lap of the race. Go, Grumpy, go. Chulo.
I'm assuming Grumps is...
Go ahead.
I'm assuming Grumps is going to the end. Boxed 3 laps ago. Did he box for a wing? Did he have he needed it? He had an off, didn't he, when he spun? I don't know if he had wing damage.
No, I know he got clipped from behind. I don't know if he hit anything. But, Chulo, everybody's a red bar because it's from my point of view, and I'm in America.
Race leaders in.
Yep. And second, Juror will inherit the lead. Obviously, he can't pit at the same time as Reese. Steba got the DRS into turn 1. Here he goes. Into the leads is Steba. And overdrives the corner. And Juror will take it back.
Southern is... Yep, Southern's got back past Reese. Quite a big gap, actually.
Yeah, it's about 3 seconds. 4 seconds.
It's interesting as well, because the mediums kind of... Because they don't warm up for a couple of laps, sometimes an undercut's not always the best idea, but, you know, he's had 4 laps to warm them up, I suppose, but he were in some traffic.
Yeah, that will warm him up quicker.
Yeah, true.
I expect Juru to pit this lap, since his teammate pit last lap. And if he is pitting this lap, I assume Steba will get by him here too, because there's no point in fighting.
He's in quite a strong position now, Steba.
Yep.
It's obviously last 10 laps of a race on a set of softs is going to be pretty quick.
And there it is.
Losing.
While that's going on, let's take a battle. Take a battle at the look. Yeah, there you go. Good English. Good English, Damon. Go for the battle of 10th here. Oh yeah, good point, Venom. Juru's got to serve that 5-second penalty too now in the pits.
Oh yeah, good point. So you can't get it removed.
Yep. I know it was a questionable penalty because we didn't see anything spectacular for a cut there. Nothing worthy of a 5 at least. So Cheater quietly up into 7th, starting on the mediums. I mean, after the season he had last season with all the bad luck, yeah, a quiet 7th is not bad. I would take it.
Yeah, I don't think his luck improved from the season before in F3, where he didn't seem to get much of it there either.
He had one of the most spectacular crashes I've seen in F4 last year. They were going through in Spa. They were going Pouillon. Is that what it's called? Pouillon.
Yeah.
And Blue Mosquito clipped the inside curb and spun. Everybody just took evasive action, going as wide around that corner as they could. And Cheater smack right in the side pod, T-boned him, sent him helicoptering off into the distance.
Oh, I remember that one. I did see that.
The greatest crash I've ever seen on this game.
Is it the one where like he just kind of sat and span round about 50 times?
Yeah.
Basically.
Ooh. Nick around the outside of Southern on the much fresher mediums, so that's for the net lead.
It looks to have some good pace.
Oh, here comes Southern. Go to the broadcast camera for this.
It's hard to keep it. It's one corner where usually if you're side by side and you're always kind of wanting to be on the inside, but that's one corner where I prefer to be on the outside. On the when you come out of turn 4 and you're heading towards 5 and 6, it just feels more natural to be on outside and sweep into it. So you always find yourself backing out when you're on inside.
Yeah, plus some corners when you're on the outside, you could get a better run carrying more speed on the outside than a person will have to like wait a little longer to get in the throttle on the inside. So
yeah, you can definitely pick up on your throttle earlier.
Oh, Reese just ran into the back of Joseph. Let's check to see if he got any damage. Looks like none. And they will carry on.
Well, I know pit stops still need to sort of play themselves out, but that is not the top 6 I was expecting after 16 laps.
And Reese will get by Joseph.
So Lordy Boy's still clinging on to those guys as well in P6.
Oh, JP, it's because if they served a 5-second penalty, that would put them at a different part of the track than they would have been otherwise, so you can't really tell what would have happened if they didn't serve the penalty. That's why they don't take off the 5 seconds.
I've had this debate with Ollie Flavel about 20 times.
I know, and that was just the last 3 races of last season.
It's happened a few times. He didn't seem to want to settle for it.
I mean, it is pretty crummy. It seems like it would make sense, but when you think about it, you're going to be a totally different part of the track. Maybe you would have broke your wing on back of somebody or something if you didn't serve it, you know?
Yeah, maybe you'd have got held up, or it's just too much can change by just removing 5 seconds.
Oh, see, yeah, that's definitely stupid there, Vin. He said he got one time for illegal overtake on a car parked on the side of the track.
and he got one of those.
And he got it removed. Spaniard, fastest lap of the race, as he moves up into 10th. Reese and Joseph having a pretty good battle here. Whoa. Reese clips the curb, loses the position. Joseph, Lordy's looking on the inside. Wishing on the outside. possible 3 wide here.
Someone needs to back out of this.
Like a person retired. That's his weekly bottle. Sorry, Lewis. You know I love you.
Couple of corners for Reese.
And he just has to regain his composure, cool down the tires again, get it back at it. That's going to be the interesting thing to see during the season 2 between the kids and the adults of the division. The adults know to, calm yourself and go back at it. And sometimes the kids get flustered. Yeah.
Yeah, true.
Stebbers into the pits. Nick and here's the lead.
If you get midway through the season and you find yourself, somewhere towards battling for a title, I think the older guys would probably deal with it a little better. Especially ones that have won one before. Pressure's off.
Yeah.
Stebbers come out in P3 on softs. He's in a great position now.
Yeah. 11 laps to make up 8 seconds. That's not bad.
He's looking quite strong, Nick, out in front. He's not really put a foot wrong, has he, really?
No. Oh, there goes Reese. Oh, and Lordy Boy just took him out.
Lord.
That, we don't know his point of view, but that looked deliberate because they hit wheels as Reese was passing.
Yeah, I didn't get a very good angle of that. It's kind of camera behind Lordy's car rather than on board, but...
I had the I had the TV camera for that. And he clearly turned into him.
Yeah, it looked like that gap was, always going to be disappearing. He has survived Reese, though. I'm not sure if he's got any damage.
He shouldn't have damage. He should have overheated tires, though.
Yeah. Because another thing is when you spin like that, it's so difficult to get your temperatures back down, without losing ridiculous amounts of lap time.
Yeah, exactly.
Connor OTP catching Jaruru as well for 6th place.
I love how in the chat they're saying that was Reese's fault that he got dumped. We must be watching a different race, but whatever.
I didn't really see it too well, to be honest. I kind of caught the back end of it.
And that's the reason right there why Lordy's in F4 and not in the higher division.
I'm remaining impartial.
I won't. I call it like I see it.
We know.
People drive dirty and somehow they never get penalties. Fastest lap race by Steba.
Those pesky stewards. Corrupt they are. So I've been told.
Nothing beats getting a 20-second penalty from a desync accident. Ontothepodium's working on Juru for 6th, I believe. Yep.
For my camera angle, it looked like he was just going to steam into the back of him then into turn 1.
Yeah, Connor is usually late on their brakes. Reminds me of Hulkenberger. He's like the latest onto their brakes than anyone I know.
Do you think Jaruru would be pretty content running P6 at the moment? I think he might have expected to be a bit closer to the front.
Well, big lock up there from Drew. But jumping 3 divisions, it's hard to have like the expectations to go right at it. You gotta get a feel for it and then adjust.
And he's not a million miles away, really, is he?
Yeah, Yeah, you're in OTP started 19th, so 7th is really good right here. And Steba's closed the gap to less than 5 seconds to the lead. And he's almost in DRS range of his teammate.
I wonder if Southern will just, who's going to be fighting a losing battle? Three lap old soft tyres on Steba's car.
So an update from Venom, because we all know Venom, most supportive person in PSGL. He's watching all 3 streams. Jack Tyler is leading in F5 right now.
Can I find out what the old Ian Simcox is doing, please?
Yes.
Someone fill me in.
Yes, how is Simo doing, Venom?
Winner of the pre-season race in spectacular fashion.
And the main comms to my co-comms in F2.
Which will be on tomorrow night at 8 p.m.
And we will have a drinking game for how many penalties from... Oh, wait, you're here.
Oh, stock the liquor cabinet up. There'll be a lot. Actually, I think I'm okay at Bahrain. I did a full practice yesterday and I only got 1 penalty. I was quite impressed with that. 1 warning, sorry.
Oh, that's actually really impressive. I got a penalty last night too, and I never get penalties.
I think this is going to be a slam dunk for Steba.
Yeah.
Down into turn 1. I can't see Southern fighting it too hard anyway.
No, he's going to have that position before they get to the corner. With a horrible camera angle as usual. And he weaves to thank his teammate.
Weave. Oh, and goes deep.
It would have been hilarious if he just broke loose and spawned into the wall. That's the kind of season Steba had last season.
A Frizzo in teammate battle. It's good to see Frizzo back in Remco's testimonial.
Yeah, how did he do?
Let's not talk about that. It's just good that he were back.
Okay. Good old Frizzo.
To be fair, I don't think he's touched the game for a year, basically.
Venom says Simo is in P5, but Haig is catching him.
I keep forgetting Haig's in F5.
Yeah, I miss him in F4 because he always came and told me the weather. I needed to know if it was going to rain today.
Gap down to 3.2 now.
Yep. And the gap is up to 1 for 3rd. Unless Joseph finds some big pace or Southern has a mistake, it looks like the podium is sorted. It's just a matter of what order they would finish in.
Yeah. OTP still stuck behind Jaruru.
Spaniards out. They need to really fix that where you could go on board to see what happened to somebody when they crash out.
Grumps and Lars side by side in turn 12. It's difficult running through their single file, never mind side by side. I think Grumpy's got it done. Oh, maybe not.
Oh, a thing to point out, in case people are wondering why Lars is so far down the grid than he normally is. Oh, Grumpy's in the pit. But Lars is using no assist on the wheel this season, so he didn't expect to be up at the front right away, but at the end of the season he expects to, get used to it and have the pace.
I'm not sure why Grumpy's picked, to be honest. Is he going for...
He's going for fastest lap.
Fastest lap.
Yeah.
Is he the new Simo of F4? Simo used to do that every single race.
Actually, last season they would both do it, and I think were they teammates? Yeah, they were teammates last season.
Yeah.
So, Connor's still behind Juru. I'm never gonna say that name right. That's just a mouthful.
It is. It's a poorly thought out PSN name. I tend to add a few more rows in there as well. Cheater as well onto the back of Lars now. He's just got rid of Mr. Grumpy. Now he's got cheater to deal with.
You know, it'd be something that Stub would burn out his tires before he got to the leader.
From experience of racing with him, actually, I only raced with him one season, but it did seem to struggle towards the end of each stint. Because there were times when he could have won races in F3, but sort of last 3 or 4 laps of each stint, you know, just tend to struggle. That was on a different game, I suppose, in 2017.
Yeah.
The gap is coming down, it's coming down slower.
Yeah. Well, once he gets within 1 second, it will come down faster with the DRS.
Yeah. They're both managing the ERS quite well too.
And hello, Odems. Welcome. Well, now we're under 2. I was going to say, now Ontothepodium knows what it's like to drive behind himself, but he hasn't really had a chance to get up to Giroux.
I was just about to say, he's kind of getting a taste of his own medicine here. I wonder if he's gone the wrong way with wings. Because it's unusual, really, to be that close to someone, and, you know, it's a lot of straights, a lot of overtaking opportunities around Bahrain, so unless he's gone with a bit too much downforce.
Yeah, I know a lot of people
really
are running.
Massively closing up.
A lot of people are running 1 or 2 wings, so maybe he's doing 3.
Possibly.
Although he's not really catching in the corners either, so.
True. He could be doing a bit of ERS saving, just, you know, try to build it up and attack for the last few laps, but you'd have thought he'd want to get it out of the way if he could do. Lord is only a few seconds down the road. That's quite impressive from Lordy, really, to say that he were only super soft runner. You know, to still be in P5, that's a pretty good showing. 16 lap old mediums as well.
Alright. Well, we will leave this battle of Ontothepodium and Giroux after the next corner, because Steba is in DRS range. Actually, we're going to go to it right now. Into turn 1, he's right on the back of Nick. He's got a mirror full of Renault.
Perfect timing for him as well. I find it awful if you kind of catch someone with just 1 lap left or 2 laps towards the end of the race. I think it's difficult. You feel like you've got to just throw it down inside. But at least he's got a few laps to try and, you know, work out where he's struggling, where he's not struggling. Try to line up a move.
Yeah. And when you catch him with 1 lap to go, there's more chance of an accident because you go for that last-ditch effort.
Yeah.
And
the guy's more likely to defend it even harder than usual with it being on the last lap.
And while we were on this battle for the lead, Ontothepodium has gotten by Giroux and pulled away by half a second.
I missed it.
Of course. It happens to be every time in F4. There'll be like 3 battles I picked the wrong one.
And Grumpy did indeed set the fastest lap.
Yes. I just need like another 15 of those to get to the points.
He's carrying so much more speed in mid-corner Stebber. I don't think Nick's going to have much of a chance defending this.
This is over right here.
Yeah.
Can't even defend that. That's just a train coming through. But if you could stay close, you could get his chance at DRS. 2.5 laps to go.
Where did he start, Stebber? P10?
11. Oh, that's right. I said he was in the
11.
Magicals position.
Oh, yeah. It does work wonders, though. It's so, you know, because a lot of people, they start on those soft tyres, and instead of absolutely exploiting every last bit of that of the grip you've got, you find yourself in the first 5 or 6 laps just battling for position naturally. So you kind of don't use the full potential of the tyre that that you're starting on the softer one. Where if you put it on with 10 laps to go and the field's spread out, you get a lot more opportunities to have clear air.
Exactly.
So it's kind of a better strategy in a way. You've just got to start lower down. Giroux's not giving up on 6.
And Lars is working on 11th, but they're too far behind the points, I believe. With only a lap and a half to go. Alright, Giroux's going to have DRS here. And let's see Connor defend going into 1.
Ward is starting to fall back into the clutches of these two as well. Two Ferraris right at the back.
I would make a comment, but it's not F2. I'll say that for F2 to trigger people. Actually, both Mercedes are out. The two Ferraris are battling for the last 2 running spots.
So, judging by the few races I saw last season, it's very much as you were. Did not Stebber kind of look like he had a pace advantage for the first couple of races?
Yeah. At Australia, he was class of the field before the pit stops. Then after pit stops, him and Lars had a hell of a battle, and then Stebber clipped the curb and ended that. And Lars won the race.
When he puts it all together, he's definitely, he's a quality driver. He's an F3 driver, really.
For sure.
But there is mistakes there, which
Yeah.
will make it more interesting for us.
I mean, not everybody's going to be 100% consistent, but his is lacking more than others at times. But I put on a good drive today. And he is heading up towards
Connor
Sector
and
3.
Giroux, all 3 of them within a couple of attempts now.
Yeah, no, Stebba's about to cross the line too soon.
I'll keep an eye on it.
Alright. Alright, Stebba. Got one more corner to go. Unlike last season, where he crashed out with 2 laps to go while leading the race in the opener, Stebba will come around the final corner and win the Bahrain Grand Prix.
Oh, Lord is round. Lord is round. Oh, I think his tyres have just gone, and I think it returned 12. Ironically, the same place that he touched Reese.
So a bit of karma. Alright,
Yeah,
here comes
but
Connor.
maybe
Drag
a bit
race to the line with Giroux. Connor gets it. Or no, Giroux gets it. It looked like Connor passed
Giroux
him.
on pens.
Ah, pens, yes. And Connor just got the penalty on the last lap, too. So Stebba, Nick, and Southern.
Interesting end to the race. Yeah, it was just I was on board with Lordy, and he was just starting to kind of struggle on exit of corners, rear grip.
And he still came home in 9th, though. He also did 21 laps on those mediums, so that's going to do that.
Yeah.
So a double podium for Renault. So that's going to spark them right to the top of the constructor standings. That's one creepy looking character Steba has.
Does look a bit pale.
Yeah.
Boy needs some sun.
Look at all those
Although he is
S-rated
Finnish,
guys.
isn't he?
So, Steba with the win, starting from 11th in 44 minutes and 28 seconds. Nick in second, Sutherland in third, Joseph in fourth, Juru in fifth, OTP in sixth, Reese in seventh, Blue Mosquito in eighth, Lordy Boy in ninth, and LM West with a quiet 10th place. Not bad for his debut. And then Cheater, Lars, Betrayer, and Grumpy are the last runners. And Spaniard, Laggy Person, Chopper, Ross, Hammer Time, and Josh failed to finish today. So, we need to get Steba, Nick, and Southern into the chat here. Steba usually declines most of the time, but we'll see what happens. He speaks it decent enough where you can understand him. Oh man, that's a low blow, but Jack barely can speak English. He talks so fast. What was it? Steba, Southern, Nick. Which I'm pretty sure never sent me a friend request. So let me invite him through the search. Oh, okay, he's just labeled as offline. There we go. Alright, so they're all invited.
Right. Enjoyable first race, though, Matt.
Oh, for sure. This is why I love F4. It's always exciting.
Yeah, it's great to watch.
Let's see if anybody joins of the three.
Do you want me to invite anyone else?
If no one shows up, we'll just end it because I did the interview at the beginning, so the stream is 20 minutes longer.
Cool.
So we'll give them about 2 minutes.
We've got Nick.
There we go. Oh, I remember at the end of last season, Southern said his mic broke. I don't know if he got a new one since. Alright, well, I guess we can start with Nick and see if the others pop in. So, is your voice on to be shared, Nick?
Yeah.
Alright. So, last season's F5 champion comes up to F4 on the promotion and leads a good chunk of this race and finishes second. Are you happy with that, or do you think you could have had the win?
Yeah, that was more than I happy with qualifying. It's quick, my personal best on that tire tonight. And then yeah, the race was the opening stint was difficult. Getting past, I don't know who it was, started on supers. Then after that, yeah, it seemed okay. Pitted when I planned to. Came out in a bit of traffic, which didn't help. But then the last stint, the Renault was just like massively quick. When I saw how quickly he was catching me. And I was only on the last lap, like I was still only doing 2 or 3 tenths slower than my best time on the medium, so I couldn't have gone any quicker.
From have any questions?
Just obviously, like Matt says, you've come up from F5, and does this change your outlook of a season now, knowing that you've obviously got great pace? Do you start thinking of title battles, or Are you just sort of getting your head down and taking it a race at a time?
Yeah, I mean, I've always had last season, I never thought about the championship at all for the first half of the season. For me, it was just about getting podiums. I think if you can get podiums as often as you can, you'll naturally find yourself in the title battle come the end of the season. But yeah, if the guy that won today is Esteba, his name?
Yeah.
He started in 11th, I think, didn't he? So he must have had mega pace on his medium opening stint as well, because to come through from there, he did good. So congratulations to him. But other than that, it was good fun, good battle. Everything was clean, so that's always a good positive thing when you join a new tier.
Yeah, F4 is notorious for being clean.
Awesome.
Next week we head to lovely Brazil. Are you confident with Brazil, or is it a track you struggle at?
It's a track I quite, I'm quite good at Brazil. I won there in F5 last season. I feel like I've got a good setup for there as well. So, that should be a good track. But of course, it's so close because the track's so short. So, I mean, it was close tonight. Geez, like what, 1 second covered from second all the way down to like 18th or something. So,
yeah.
Next week's going to be all about not making any mistakes in qualifying and then having a clean race. But obviously next week there could be rain as well. So yeah, it should be fun.
I was going to jokingly ask if you were prepared for rain tonight in the desert, but we beat that joke to death during the race.
Yeah, I hadn't practiced any wet for tonight, so I'm glad it didn't come. But how was the rest of the race from the stream? I'll watch it back later.
It was fantastic.
It was a good race. A lot of close pretty tough battling, but pretty fair throughout the field, except one incident.
Yeah, there was
that's good.
There was 4 wide going into turn 1 at one point.
Nice.
So that's really all I have. You have anything else, Firm?
No, I'm good.
All right. So
congratulations.
Yes, congratulations to Nick in his debut for second place. Congratulations to both rental cars of Steba and Southern for their podiums as they will lead the constructors. Thank you all for tuning in today to watch F4 be as amazing as always is. Let's see what's today. Tomorrow we will be doing F2 on Simo's channel with me and Simo in the booth, which I will post a link in the description. And F1 is having Aaron step out of the car and into the booth with Tej, who is returning back to PSGL after a little hiatus to focus on family. And it's going to be a must-watch with 2 legends of PSGL in the booth doing F1. So don't miss either of those races tomorrow night. And we'll see you guys next week. Everyone take care, stay safe, and see you then.